Hey guys, it's Ziggy and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. It will mean the world to me if you would definitely subscribe so you can join my amazing rocking family. It will mean the world to me. Take the time right now. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell, because that little bell will notify you whenever it is that I post new videos here up on my channel. Whoa, it's been a long time since I did a sit down video like this, and there's so many reasons why, and actually why I've been in the MIA for almost, I don't know, 3 weeks or so. There was a video that I posted a couple days ago, so it kind of looked like I was still in action, but technically your homegirl has not been in action. I have actually been quite sick, and it's pretty crazy how it all happened, and it's pretty crazy what happened. So I figure I will just get on here really quickly and just share a little what happened to me a couple weeks ago. So a year ago, I will never forget, I was actually home and I started getting a weird feeling in my stomach, and I left it alone and I went out with a couple of friends of mine and we were hanging out, and on my drive back home, this pain inside my stomach was just intense, and then my stomach started kind of like, you know, blowing up, you know, like a little balloon. It literally like started just expanding, and I was just like, whoa, what's going on? And it started hurting me really badly. Mind you, I was driving, so I pulled over to the side. The first thing that came to my mind was it was probably the beer that I was drinking or the spicy food that I was eating. I probably have heartburn, I don't know, you know. So the first thing, of course, once I got home, I started Googling what my symptoms were, and I already told myself, okay, this is what you have. But I kind of left it alone and I ignored it. I just told myself, it's, you know, the garbage that you're putting in your mouth. That's why you start feeling the way you were feeling. So a couple months later, I get the same exact pain, but now it's a little stronger. By that I mean that it started expanding. My stomach started blowing up like a little balloon, but it started really like, it really looked like it was about to like explode. And the pain moved into, you know, to my chest, and then it was this compression, and then it was like these like, you know, cold sweats, and then I was just like really nauseous, and it would last between 5 to 10 minutes, and it was excruciating to the point that I was crying, and I couldn't lay down because it made it worse. So I would just kind of stand up and I would kind of just hold myself, and I would try not to even breathe because it was just hurting me so badly. I decided to call my doctor the next day to set up an appointment. So here's where everything happens, and you guys are gonna understand my frustration. I get there to my doctor that has been seeing me for over 4 years, and they basically, I tell them my symptoms, I tell them what's going on, and they're like, well, you know what, Ziggy, you probably have acid reflux, you probably have, you know, really bad heartburn. And I'm like, but it makes no sense, like the feeling, the sensation in my stomach. And I explained everything to them, and they told me, yeah, no, look, you just gotta, you know, avoid fatty foods, greasy foods, spicy foods, alcohol, the whole nine. It's that. So don't worry about anything else. They didn't run a test, they didn't do anything. They were basically like, you know, get back to us in a month if you still feel the same. So I will never forget, the next day was Thanksgiving. So now this is last year, and I get one of those attacks right in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. Right in the morning, I was just like, I got it, and it was bad. And my boyfriend at the time, I remember telling him, hey, like, I think I need to go to the hospital. He said, calm down, you know, I'm on my way. Once he got home, it kind of went away and it came back. So that pain that I had previously was lasting me for over like almost an hour. It felt like eternity, and it was horrible. It felt like the stabbing sensation, it was just beyond, I mean, it was intense. So again, I'm like, should I go to the hospital? What should I do? And then I'm like, I'm just gonna go to my doctor again. I go to the doctor and I explained to them, this was that Monday. I called to make an appointment and I explained to them again, and they were like, oh, well, you know, it's gas. They went back again and told me that it was gas and it was just acid reflux, and then I just need to, you know. So I'm just like, okay. So right there and then, I started buying medication for heartburn, for acid reflux, and every time I would get that feeling, sensation that it was coming, I would take it, and it will kind of prevent for me from having those attacks that I would call them. But I would Google it online and it would say that I probably had, you know, stones in my gallbladder. It was probably my gallbladder, but you know, I'm not a doctor, so of course I am like thinking and saying that this is probably what it is, but it probably isn't, because the doctors, the professionals, are telling me that it's not. Okay, so this year, 2017, I ended up having a total of 6 of those excruciating, most painful, okay, attacks. I do not wish this upon anyone at all. So these episodes are all thanks to my gallbladder. I was Googling it, I was asking, and people were like, yo, it's probably your gallbladder, but my doctor was telling me it wasn't, which is what really upsets me, that I'm upset at them, I'm upset at myself for not getting a second opinion. But anyways, I kind of moved all over the place really quickly. I decide that I'm gonna go back to my doctors. When I go back, my doctor, another doctor at the same place where I go, because my regular doctor wasn't there, she goes to me, I told her this horrible pain that I was having in my stomach, on my back, on my sides. I was throwing up. I told her I was getting these random fevers, and she's like, oh my gosh, we need to run some tests on you. And I'm like, why didn't they do that before? And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't know, let's run these tests. We're gonna do some ultrasounds on you to check your liver, to check, you know, your stomach, and of course your gallbladder. So that's exactly what they did. So the next day I came back on that Saturday, they ran 2 tests, and I kind of already had a feeling of what was going on, but I was hoping there was nothing else. There was nothing wrong with my liver or anything at all, you know. The doctor goes to me, listen here, Siggy, the reason why you've been feeling this way, the reason why you're in so much pain is because you have, you know, your gallbladder has massive stones inside. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And guys, I was in so much pain that I was crying. And while I was there, I got one of those attacks. And the craziest thing ever was, while I was having it, I started throwing up, and I went on myself. Like, I literally went on myself. And I just remember being like, oh my God, the pain was so bad that it caused me to wet myself. And, you know, I wasn't even gonna mention that in this video, but I needed to just be as honest as possible, especially if you're going through this, you know, don't let it get this far, because that is just not good at all. I ended up going to the ER, and right there and then they admitted me, and they ran more tests. Unfortunately, I can't bring the test results from my doctor to them. They have to run their own. And they're like, we need to perform an emergency surgery on you. Then another doctor came in and they're like, unfortunately though, they're like, it's so badly infected that we can't just cut you right now because we don't want to basically contaminate anything else, you know. So for 48 hours, we're gonna have to be giving you penicillin and try to at least, you know, balance this out a bit as much as we can before we go in there and perform surgery. And guys, those 48 hours in that hospital, I mean, I dislike hospitals because, you know, it's just not something, you know, every time I go to a hospital, it's because someone is sick or I'm sick. It's always, you know, a joyful day when you go to the hospital when the baby is born, but most of the time hospitals are known for people that unfortunately are sick. So they kept me there, taking blood, running tests non-stop. I mean, I just couldn't, you know. I was so thankful that my family will be there at the crack of dawn and they will leave at midnight for 2 nights. My mom ended up spending the night with my niece, and that was amazing. I was at Memorial Hospital here in Hollywood, Florida. So that's the DiMaggio Hospital, and they were phenomenal. They treated me with so much love and they were so kind to me. And I mean, they were as welcoming as you can be in a hospital. So I definitely am thankful for them. But that Friday at 10:30 in the morning, they prepped me and they brought me in, and I was so scared out of my mind. I didn't know what to expect, and they perform the surgery. So any kind of surgery where you're put under, it's freaking scary. When you're signing those forms, like, this might happen to you. You're like, oh my God. So today's Friday, June 30th. So today marks 2 weeks post-surgery. And the recuperating portion was just, you have no idea, extremely painful. The surgery itself, of course, I was sound asleep, so I didn't feel anything, but when I woke up, I felt everything, and it was horrible. When you usually have a gallbladder surgery, they do 3 incisions. They'll do 1 on your side by your rib area here. They do 1 right under. So they do they'll do an incision here. They'll do 1 right down here, and they'll do 1 in like your belly button area. With me, they ended up doing 5 incisions. So 2 on this side, 1 large one underneath my bosoms, the belly button, and on the opposite side. I honestly am like, if you're interested in me making another video and truly breaking it down of, you know, everything that I was feeling, you know, before surgery, you know, while I was at the hospital, the entire procedure, what causes, you know, you to get stones in your gallbladder, to, you know, the day after surgery, the recuperating portion of it as well. Let me know below, and I'll be more than happy to definitely film, you know, those videos for you guys. I basically just wanted to get on here as quickly as possible. This video is probably going to be long, but basically just tell you what I've been up to, why I haven't really been, you know, posting anything and whatnot. And it's basically that. A lot of you asked, so I figured it would be just easier just to share this video with family and friends. Yeah, so I don't have a gallbladder, and that's gonna come with other issues down the line, of course, but we shall film that video another time. Anyways, if you have any questions, definitely comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer them, and that's pretty much it here. I definitely will be talking to you guys very soon. Don't forget to follow me on all my other social media. If this video was somewhat helpful of any kind, definitely share it. Give it a big old thumbs up. And again, let me know if you guys want me to get more in depth of what really truly happened to me. I'll be more than happy to share that. Alrighty guys, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.